Good morning, everyone. It's Bella, and I wanted to reach out to all of you because I know that the end of the year is always like this whirlwind, right? Somehow, and then the end of the year is here, and it just goes by in a very quick way before we even notice it. And for most of us, just independent of our religion or belief system, normally that's a time where we really consider how we want to align to a better version of ourselves, to live a better life, right? And then we, quickly create that resolutions list, and then whatever, the year starts, and then by the time it's February, it's been forgotten, right? That's the trend that 90% of people go through. And I don't want that to be like that for you, and I wanted to give you some tips and tools that might help you. I'll include one of the tools that I use. So it's a few-step process. Before writing down your goals, and the reason I think a lot of the times these goals don't get accomplished is because in the first place, when you wrote them, you didn't write them from a place of what I truly desire. They're not aligned to your true authentic self. They come from a place of I need to and I have to, and I think this would be best for me. It's from that place of like, it's outside of you. It doesn't come from the inside. So the first step is extremely important, is to pause and do inner work to understand what I truly desire. Because once you connect and tap into that unadulterated version of your true desire that has been marred and and skewed and altered because of what your parents said, because of society and all of that, once you're able to get to that unadulterated version, that will pull you in the direction of your desire. Your life will kind of align with that just by you really having a clear vision of what that desire looks like. And I don't even like calling it a goal. It truly is that inner desire of what drives you and what makes you who you are and what you want to accomplish in this life. So the most important part in all of this is to really tap into that part of you that has the only one that knows the answer of what you really want. Once you establish that, and it's not even a sentence or a written form, I normally like having it in the way I do it with my clients is like we create this circle where inside the circle is what you desire to be in your life and in your body and within your life, and the outside part is what you want to get rid of. Once you have that clear, then you are ready to create a plan of how to get there, right? So if you have a business idea and then you establish kind of the concept, then you need a clear operational plan, right? Of how to get from here to here, from point A to point B. It's not different for lifestyle. We really skip that step. We're really good at executing our business ideas, but when it comes to our lifestyle and ourselves, we think it works somehow differently. It doesn't. It works in exactly the same way. You have to prioritize what you want to accomplish. So if you say, I want to be healthier, and you're constantly engaging in unhealthy behaviors, you won't get from point A to point B. If you say that I want to be in a loving relationship and, at peace, surrounded by loving people, and you're constantly engaging in behaviors that are not loving and they're like full of stress, you're not aligning yourself to that version of yourself that you want to be. Okay, so having a very clear and honest outline of what you need to do on a daily basis in order to get from point A to point B is critical for you to get there. And so I have created what I call the Pleasurable Wellness Planner, which is exactly that. You within 3 pillars, which I think are the foundations of kind of our daily being, right? So nourish, move, and feel. Within those 3 pillars, we establish what do I need to nourish myself with to get there? What do I need to, how do I need to, what kind of movement do I need to incorporate into my day-to-day? What kind of environments do I need to be in? How do I want to connect to the present moment on a daily basis? And what are some of the practices I need to do to get to point A to point B? So it's a multi-step process that, if it's done correctly, it works like magic. And that's another thing that I want to really encourage you to strive for this next year. Is not some kind of a rational goal setting plan for next year, but really to strive for this like magical living where, you know, once you really tap into your authentic self and your abilities to manifest, which is, you know, like all of us women especially, we have this ability that comes from, you know, we've labeled it as terrible, like the witchcraft, but that's what it is. You know, it's when once we connect with ourselves and then we connect our energies to the forces of nature, the universe will simply guide us into the right place. And that's what I really, really would love all of you to experience is, you know, when you really set those desires clearly and when you start aligning yourself with honesty and with integrity to everything that you've set out to accomplish on a daily basis, and you commit to it with your thoughts, with your deeds, then life really does become a magical place to be. It's like everything around you is like giving you the push, and then you meet the right person, and then you're guided to the right place, and then, you know, all of a sudden someone deposits the right amount of money in your bank account, and you're like, wow, how did that happen? Well, because when we're so aligned with our true selves, it's as though it's like we really fall into this alignment that the universe had in you know, planned for us. And then it's just like, you know, those slides when you go to in the water, when you like are in the right place and there's that water flowing, you just have to be in the right location to slide down into your destiny, and then it becomes super easy and super magical and powerful. So if you need help with that, let me know. I will, you know, in 1 or 2 sessions, we can really establish that. Of course, it's much more involved, but the simple stuff we can do very quickly, right? Where you tap into, decide what it is that you truly desire for that next year. And then you align your daily life to that. And then you see magic happen. That's what I wanted to share with you. You have about, a month left till New Year's. So make sure this year you do a better thing than New Year's resolutions, because it doesn't work. So you want to try something different. And I'll include the tool, but sometimes it's easier if you understand how to use it properly. Sending you lots of love and wishing you a wonderful end of the year.